We got a MAC champion in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, Bobcats?
Parker Titsworth, man, MAC champion.
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling right now?
It still feels very surreal to me. It's been a long but enjoyable 6-year career here as a Bobcat. It's something that we always talked about, since I got into the building. I mean, 2019 we were projected to go undefeated, had a MAC championship in sight, and we let it slip away. 2020 was COVID, 2021 was 2021, and then 2022 came along, coming off a 3-9 season. Everyone had counted us out. And to make it to the championship, that was awesome. Obviously, we didn't get, done what we wanted to get done. But I think we also overlooked that part of it. We were hot going into the game, but, everywhere you looked, it was get to Detroit, get to Detroit. Well, we got to Detroit, so I guess you could say we accomplished that goal. But obviously, we want to win in Detroit. So moving forward from that, the 2023 season, it obviously didn't finish out the way we wanted to finish out. Now, it wasn't a bad season by any means. We won 10 games, back-to-back 10-win seasons for the first time in school history. And then obviously winning the bowl game was awesome. But, it still stung a little bit because we didn't make it to Detroit. We didn't protect the Frank. We had dropped a game, and it's the only game that we've dropped on this field since. But this year, I mean, projected 6-6. You lose a lot of guys, whether it's a graduation or the portal, and you really just don't know how this team is gonna look. And just the culture that's been instilled, and the people that are in this building, and the people that are here at this university, and the people who suit up on Saturdays and action weekdays, you knew you had something special, and we didn't know we had something special until things got rolling.
Yeah.
And to win it, I was very, very emotional. Still doesn't feel real. Feels like a fever dream.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that we were able to get it done, for this university and this team.
The culture here is different. Your emotions were just at an all-time high, man. It was awesome. But I do want to go back to the end of the 2023 season where so many guys hit the transfer portal, and I'm sure your mind is spinning and you're like, what's going on? How did this team do what it did this season?
Again, a lot of it is because of the culture, the guys that are, on this team, the leadership that's within this program. I've been through the growing pains of both a bad as well as a good culture. And, there's, unfortunately, there's toxicity a little bit to every program. But this one is different. That's why I said the culture is different.
On College Green?
Yes, sir.
The culture here is different.
The way that we gel as a team, it's unlike any other. I mean, this is the most special team, my favorite team, the most gritty team that I've ever been a part of. And I wouldn't have changed it for anything in the world. I mean, I'm not here for the money. I'm here to win games and help change and create a positive environment and create a winning culture here at OU. And, I couldn't have done that, and my teammates couldn't have done that without the tutelage and the leadership of the coaching staff that we have, as well as our athletic director and our president.
Let's rewind the clock even further, Parker, to 2018. I mean, before you even got to Athens, Ohio. Where was your mind at as a person and a football player in 2018?
Oof, I was pretty lost, honestly. I had missed my junior season with an injury, and that's arguably your biggest year for recruitment. And then my senior year, I started off doing well, played in the first couple games, and then got hurt versus Central Catholic, and that caused me to miss 6 games my senior season. Came back for arguably our biggest game of the year, and we won that at home. And then I got injured again in the playoffs, and then and there, I mean, my dad remembers it better than I do, but I was just like, my dreams they're gone. Like I can't do it. And I wouldn't be where I am today without my support staff. I mean, my family has had me, through the ups and the downs. I mean, they've always been there for me, and I couldn't be more blessed and privileged to have them in my corner. I was fortunate enough for them to be able to hire recruiting services to help get my name out there, which is, a big deal to me because that's how Coach Albin found me. He doesn't really sift through a lot of those emails. You get thousands of emails and tweets and whatnot every day.
Yep.
But he used some descriptive words. I don't know the email that he used, but evidently it caught Coach Albin's attention enough to give me a call, and he offered me a preferred walk-on spot, and that was really one of only 2 potential D1 FBS offers that I had. And my big thing was I wanted, to go all the way. I wanted to earn a full scholarship. I didn't want a partial. I wanted to earn a full one. So I felt that this was my best opportunity, and I couldn't have been more blessed and lucky to get Ohio University as one of those options.
The campus, the program, it's undefeated, man. The feeling is unlike any other. I think, like you mentioned, full scholarship to get that. How did you get it? What did it take?
Whew. Definitely a lot of emotion went into it, for sure. Freshman year, it was a tough year for me. Getting adjusted, never really being away from home. I am a homebody, but I never really got homesick per se. But I was also very undersized. I mean, still undersized if you want to, do the height thing. But I was 252 pounds my freshman year playing, center. That's not ideal. You don't really want that.
What do you want as a center?
Definitely, probably like 288, 290, which is kind of my goal weight to sit around, but still need to be able to move and be able to pertain or accommodate for my strengths.
Yeah.
Being able to be an athlete and win with my fundamentals. But that whole process, I mean, there was a lot of emotion that went into it. You're always being told that you can't do it, or it's just not going to happen, or you're far off from it right now to earn a scholarship. So I mean, there was a lot of emotional calls, back home to my family, and they would always just keep reassuring me and encouraging me and motivating me to go get it done because they believed in me. And all that led up to it, August 24th, 2021 is when I officially earned that scholarship with Jake Netherton. And my big thing was always, I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to try to do everything right, keep my grades up. I'm going to be early to meetings. I'm going to put in the extra work in the weight room, film study, all that, and just try to be the best sponge of information that I could be. And with the help of Coach Rudolph, he definitely encouraged me a lot, and our relationship is really strong. We also, he's honest. He's honest with me, and I needed that honesty from him, and I respect the hell out of him for that.
Yeah.
Because that helped shape me into the man that I am today. And COVID hit. I gained 40 pounds. Had a squat rack in my dad's garage and hit that just about every day, and put on the necessary weight. Obviously, couldn't grow vertically. I'm vertically challenged, but was able to put on the necessary weight that I needed, in order to succeed at my position, and all that, came together and eventually ended up earning a scholarship from Coach Albin.
I mean, as a center, a lot of people on the outside looking in, if it's a bad snap, that's when they recognize you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But there's so much more to being an O-lineman, and you described it a little bit more, but like for people that don't know about what it takes to dominate in the trenches, like what did you learn throughout your journey here that allowed you to be the O-lineman you are today?
Well, for starters, it's a team game. For sure, and we play one of the positions where you have to be on the same page with the rest of the guys around you. You can't just have one good offensive lineman, and the rest may not be so good. We all need to be on the same page. We're one collective unit. We all work off of one point, and that's how our offenses run.
Yeah.
When we're all on the same page, I mean, I've had plenty of outstanding offensive linemen around me. Left to right, Jay Ambergy, Kurt Daniker, Hagen Mazurvi, Shedrick Rhodes, and then, obviously this year with Davion Weatherspoon, Carson Heidecker, Christoph Atkinson, and Jacob Dennison. I mean, you name it. I mean, these guys, they have bought in from the jump, and we are a family, and nobody can break our bonds. I mean, we're still in touch with every single one of those guys. And like I said earlier, I mean, this team's been my favorite one that I've been a part of in my lifetime. And with that, I mean, we've been able to accomplish all of our expectations that we have set for ourselves this year. And we want to become the first program in Ohio football history to win 11 wins. And that's something that will really cement the legacy and cement us as one of the best teams to ever come through here. From a knowledge standpoint of the offensive line position, it's very technical. It's all based on, alignments and stuff from the defense. What front are they in? Are they in a two-eye, a three, a head-up nose, that and so on. Being able to identify safeties, linebacker depth, their demeanor.
Yeah.
That
So you have to look at that. You're not just looking at the D lineman.
Yeah. You have to scan the entire field, and Coach Rudolph likes to say for the offensive tackles, take a Polaroid picture and be able to, see the defense and just watch everything move. So that way you can identify, potential pressures or anything like that. I grew much more comfortable as a center by getting reps on the field. It's different than doing X's and O's on a whiteboard, but actually going out there and repping it is a completely different thing. And luckily for me, I believe that as it stands today, I have the most snaps played in Ohio football history. I currently sit at 3,280 snaps.
You got it down to a T right there.
Yeah.
You know the exact number.
Yeah. So I've had a lot of experience, and with that, I'm just looking for things to fine-tune in my game, things that I could build upon, looking for the one odd look that they may not show in film.
Yeah.
They may come up with a new thing for us, that they have game plan for us.
Yeah.
And my goal is to be able to identify those things so that us as an entire offensive line unit can excel versus those weird looks and be able to calm the storm.
What's the most memorable snap?
Oh, I know my first one, my hair was on fire. I was freaking out for sure. Really, besides, getting time as a freshman, my first game ever was at BG. We had a really good day against them that day, and that's when I got introduced, to the college game.
Yeah.
Was really excited, was extremely nervous, full of anxiety, but, after the first snap and the first pads pop, I mean, you start to settle in. But Northwestern was definitely an eye-opener for me in 2021. That was when I had my first meaningful snaps, throughout the course of the game. Our center unfortunately got hurt early on in the game, but that ultimately gave me the opportunity to step up. And Coach Rudolph, he believed in me enough to give me that opportunity to play and step in and fill that role for him. That player eventually came back, and he played next to me, or I played next to him. I mean, he's one of my mentors, and I respect the hell out of him. So he's definitely a brother for life.
Yeah.
But being able to learn from him, and he told me just in that moment just to settle in. He's like, you're made for this, you can do this. And he always constantly reassures me now, even though he's away from the program. That's just the type of bond that we have here.
Parker, when you leave this program, which is it's on the horizon at some point, you'll be walking away from the program that you just poured into so much. How do you want to be remembered here when you leave?
That's a loaded question. For me, I just want to be remembered as a guy who poured his heart out in this program, who gave everything he had, coming in as a walk-on, turning scholarship, turning starter, turning team captain, all that stuff. I just want to be remembered as someone who loved the people around him, enjoyed watching those people around him grow, and did everything he could as a servant leader to encourage and help build the men around him. That's how I would want to be remembered. I've been seeing a lot of things about retire 69, and that would be awesome. I don't know how that would happen or if that could even be done, but that means a lot to me because those relationships I built with those people and those guys who are saying that. I mean, I'll carry those relationships for the rest of my life. And, you know, football aside, I mean, I have a second family being in the Ohio Bobcats for life.
Wow. What's next for you? Once obviously you got the bowl game, but what does the future hold for Parker Titsworth?
The goal is to go to Orlando and win, and then following that, we'll probably take, you know, a couple days off, you know, let my body recover before I start training for pro day. My goal, my life goal, ever since I was a little kid, was to be an NFL player. Now, to get drafted, I don't know. Obviously, you know, the requirements are a little different. Some teams would rather take a shot on a guy who's 6'5", 315 than someone who's 6 foot, 290. That's just the nature of the game. It's a business. I understand that much of it. But just know that I'm going to lock in like I've never done before in my life. And I'm going to be so dialed into this process of potentially accomplishing my dreams and my goals for myself.
Yeah.
And just prove to myself that I can do it. And this training regimen that I'm going to have is going to be unlike any other. And it's going to be a fun process.
Gallons of water.
Gallons of water, a lot of sweat, a lot of emotion. Just I'm gonna get after it, and I'm gonna attack it every single day.
It's crazy when you get older. The older you get, the more you realize I have more to give. I have more to pour in.
Absolutely.
And there's always another level, but sometimes it takes that maturity to kick in and realize it. So, Parker, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Go Bobcats.
I really appreciate it. Go Bobcats.